water my face on camera as we are starting this live. Happy Friday, happy day of Venus. Welcome to Beyond the Veil with Adina. Happy to see you guys. I'm sorry, I just came in from outside. I've been on the streets doing real estate today. It's warm and sunny out in Florida, so I'm extra oily right now. So excuse me while I get rid of some of it. You guys come on in. We've got some things to discuss. I haven't seen you guys in about a week. Welcome back. Welcome to Beyond the Veil. If this is your first time here, you're new around these parts, I am a medium. I am an oracle, wise woman, woo lady, magician, all of those things. And if you are hostile to that type of shenanigan around here, I invite you to leave. This will be a good time for you to leave before I start doing anything weird. If you're a regular viewer and a subscriber, a busted baby like Sissy Barbie in the chat, I'm so happy to see you guys. Happy Friday after Christmas. Happy day of Venus. Happy day. Happy day to all of you. Sissy, I missed you too. I've been outside touching grass and living life. And I hope you guys have been doing the same because the world is on fire, it seems. At least the entertainment world, the mainstream world. And I've been in my own little corner, in my own little chair, touching the grass and living a real human life. Again, I hope all of you did the same. It's high time for energy harvesting. And if you guys are all on the edge of your seats, whenever something happens in the news, in the media, your energy is just as good as zapped. Where is everybody? Okay. Okay, sissy, good. Waiting for grades to update. Good. I hope your grades reflect all the hard work that you've been doing. Hola. I don't know how to pronounce your screen name, but hola. All right. I see the trolls are here early, so you guys already know what time it is on this channel. They can tell when I upload. They can tell when I upload a thumbnail and a headline, when to push the troll button on Beyond the Veil. They be like, oh, she gonna be on one today. 1, 2, 3, release them. That's how they, and by they I mean whoever the powers that be that troll people on YouTube that talk about certain things. Child, as soon as I upload certain headlines and thumbnails, they hit that 1, 2, 3, release them on my ass. They released them trolls on my ass. So, anyways, shout out to all the new trolls, the OG trolls, the ones who know what time it is around here, and y'all finna be mad and cussed out. Mad because y'all got to do this job where y'all don't get no respect. Y'all get disrespected, cursed, hexed, vexed, shunned, embarrassed, and all kind of shit. Yet for $9.99, y'all still sign up for the troll plan. And shout out to all the resident trolls and Beyond the Veil. Shout out to the powers that be that silently watch this channel and 1, 2, 3 release the trolls on me. Shout out to y'all because y'all be shooketh in the dark, and today you shall be shooketh again. You shall be shook. Hello, Tiara. All my OG busted babies, Merry Christmas to those of you guys who celebrate. For those of you guys who don't, happy Friday. You know what I'm saying? It's the day of Venus, and I am Venusian, honey. So the goddess is upon you. I missed you guys too, but I've been living. I'm sorry. You know, all the work that I've been doing, the crown of successes, the fast money, the big money, all of those things are keeping me busy. I don't just luck up on the money, but I do get the opportunities to make the money. So I constantly have to work. The holidays was upon us. I got nieces and nephews, so even regardless of how I feel about the holidays, TT Dina loves the kids, and I have to be present for them, and family and things like that. So, how often do I shave my mustache? I'm sure way more than you do, especially since you are supposed to be a man, but you in here acting all womanly, sassy like. I'm sure I shave it a lot more often than you do, my dear, and it's cold out. So you should be good and wolfly around your face, but instead, it's payday, it's Friday, it's Friday. People are getting fucked and or paid. You're here worrying about a mustache. So that means you ain't getting paid or fucked today. What a travesty. What a travesty. Such a shame. Anyways, shout out to everybody getting paid and or plucked today on this Friday, this day of Venus. I like to see ATM receipts, legs to the moon, balls to the bed. Y'all know how we roll around here. Be safe, be healthy, but god damn it, do the woo. Do the whoopee, god damn it. For me, for the Venusian goddess, because when y'all do woo, I get to harness all you guys' energy. I'm just kidding. I kid, I kid. I don't bother y'all energy with y'all. I ain't that powerful and nasty. I don't know how to bother y'all while y'all doing it. But if I did, I'd use my powers to be a fly on the wall. I'm just. All right. Was going to say I'm joking, but then again, that would be a lie in some instances because I would be a fly on some walls, not all walls. Some walls, I'd just be the paint. Just don't mind me. I'm just sitting here decorating the room and watching. Speaking of watching, as I've been plucking grass and living life, I've been watching what's been going on, the recent developments. I watched the shitstorm that Nicki Minaj kicked up last week with joining Erikkka KKK Kirk on the live media. You guys remember when I read Charlie Kirk when he passed on yonder? What did I say when I left off that reading? What was the prediction I gave about his wife? Those of you who were there and remember the things that you see, that you learn here, the things that you learn here. What did I say was going to become of Charlie Kirk's legacy when he went on to glory? What did I say of his wife? And here she is fulfilling my prophecy. Bitch, so technically, y'all bitches don't do nothing until I say you do. Just kidding, not. Anyways, but here she is. I said she was going to take on her husband's legacy as her own. He needed to move out of the way, but she was the one chosen to take this because Charlie made some enemies, in my opinion, and he wasn't trusted to do the job. But you know who was trusted to do the job? His white wife. Yep. I don't know. But, you know. And so Nicki Minaj decided that that was a good platform to announce her thoughts and her views, even after the UN and the whole world lost their shit. Everybody except for me, because I was touching the grass. And Trump then waged war on Nigeria, quietly, allegedly dropped bombs on the motherland. What did I tell you guys was on the horizon for the US's relationship with the motherland? And what did I tell you was their real intention for being there? Yet here we are. Thank you, Miss Thompson. I actually just finished an iced latte, so that's right on par. I didn't lose mine either. I was like, well, so I told you guys that their eyes were on the prize, the motherland, but it had nothing to do with any group of people. It had more to do with resources and um, because they're upset. Africa kicked France out, and France said, US, you guys are our buddies, and you owe us a big one. And if Africa decides that we are going to kick the colonization out of the motherland, out of our bloodstreams, out of our consciousness, and return to Africa the Great, all of the white nations said, hold on now. Y'all done kicked us out. We can't use y'all for your resources. We can't depend on the African leaders who are greedy because now their brothers are joining a band. So now even the corrupt African leaders got to step. They got to step. I keep missing your gift. I'm not missing it. I see two of them, but y'all got to let me cook. I appreciate the gifts. I'm sorry. What? Hold on. Let me show y'all my Christmas gift to y'all. Y'all want it now or later? Oh, y'all said later after dark? Okay. Cause I'll give y'all gift right now. But y'all said let's keep it after dark. So okay, I saw the gift. I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm cooking. I'm sorry. I can't focus. It's okay. I'm sorry. Okay. But don't make me give y'all gift. Cause I give it to you. Good. Here. This is for me to the busted babies all over the world. What's in it, you say? Well, there was a TJ Maxx gift card, but I used it. But I got a pretty box for y'all. I mean, babies like boxes, right? Do the busted babies still like pretty boxes as gifts instead, or y'all want the real deal? Y'all said, y'all said, don't play with us. Y'all accept? Okay. Here, here's my gift back to Sissy and Miss Thompson for the gifts that you guys sent to me. There's actually $3.50 left on the TJ Maxx gift card that I just used before I got on live to buy perfume. So how's about next time I go to TJ Maxx, I'm going to get a gift for busted babies, a Christmas gift. But here, take this for now. Take this proposal and just say yes. And don't worry about what's in it for now. Just say yes. Oh, and I got y'all something else. I got y'all some candy. Y'all want some candy? I got y'all some candy. What else I got y'all? And then there's this here it is. This is y'all. It's $3.50 on there. It's some candy. Hell, my car keys is paid off. Y'all want that? Shit. Gothic hippie on the lippy. Yeah. Okay. All right. Shit. That's all I got. Ooh, y'all done shook me down. Y'all done shook a queen down. Took everything I had, Anyways. Oh, do y'all see this blanket my sister got me? It is the softest thing on earth. Somebody said it because I didn't understand what color it was, and my sister said, that's sexy camel, as if that's a real color. And she said, like, what do you mean? It's sexy camel. And I was like, okay, I was going to say bougie salmon, but sure, it's sexy camel. I mean, damn, Miss Thompson, I didn't know what else to give. I mean, it's a nice Infinity, you know, SUV Infinity, no car note. You know what I'm saying? It's clean. I keep that bitch clean though. Okay, all right. Let me give the trolls what they came here for, y'all, because I can't waste the trolls' time. They be here on the clock, and if they don't get a chance to troll me, they don't get paid. Okay? So, of course, all of my predictions come true when I say things, and unfortunately, the people who I feel like need to hear them don't hear them. So the world continues to go into the pits. But you know, I decided what my spirits told me as I pondered, because when I heard that news about Trump, I didn't care anything about the Nicki Minaj situation, you guys. I am going to read her individually. I'm going to read Erikkka Kirk individually. I'm not reading them together, and I'm not reading the situation. I'm just going to read them because I don't give a fuck about what these ladies think about Nigeria or any of that stuff. Politics, I don't care about Nicki Minaj as a politician. And I see Erikkka Kirk as a white woman, not a politician. I've compartmentalized her as a privileged white woman, and she's doing what privileged white women do. And that's called whatever the fuck they want. I think Nicki is doing things beneficial to her, as I told you guys she would, but I also think that this is not beneficial to her in the long run. And while I was away, I did peek in on Nicki Minaj. I didn't full out read her because I didn't want to cheat on you guys. I wanted to save that here, save that for here. But what I did see is that she's very aware of what's happening to her career, her legacy, and whatever it meant to hip hop and her fans. She's aware. Unfortunately, my only opinion on this is, or on Nicki Minaj, my personal opinion is that um, I I I respect the power of women, and I respect the power, the supreme power of Black women. Yes, I said supreme. And I'm not talking about opinions, I'm talking about biology and history and nature. I support the supreme power of Black women, and I feel as a woo lady, as someone who has taken on all types of challenges and problems and shook them down to their core until Goliaths look like ashes standing before my feet. That's not a brag. I'm saying, as a woman who understands who she is according to nature's order and nature's hierarchy, I understand what power I have. And if I tell a mountain to move, it will move, whether it moves slowly at a snail's pace or whether it crumbles as soon as I stump my foot, the mountain will move. And most of my clients who are actually a part of this audience here can attest to that. We have seen miracles. So I have also had to learn the hard way of doubting my own sovereignty and believing that when my back is against the wall and it looks like all else has failed, that I have to sell my soul for the help of somebody who is inherently weaker than me, despite the platform and the resources they give me. My only opinion is that Nicki Minaj is powerful on her own. And I think that with all of the obstacles in front of her, she had fear. She faltered and she feared, and she felt like, I'm not powerful on my own. I need the one type of people who nobody will try, and that's white men and white women, the blue eyed, blonde haired one. Nobody else will try them, especially when they are in the seat of power now, and it looks like they are building up on that power. I, as a Black woman, ride to the death. I ride to the death, and I utilize all of my natural forces and powers because I understand that as a Black woman, I am a conductor. I am a conductor. And so I'm going to find a way to tap into universal forces so that I can protect myself. And if protecting myself looks like leaving the industry, that may just be what the fuck I have to do. But what I won't do is give away my power. Because to me, walking away from an industry isn't failing unless you feel like it's failing to walk away from this industry and let everybody else think that they won. I don't believe in the Nicki Minaj voodoo if the Nicki Minaj doesn't believe in the Nicki Minaj voodoo. Because if I believe in the Dina voodoo, then you know who you ain't gonna never see me having to align myself with? The same people that I know are weaker than me at their core. And if it looks like I gotta die for the cause, bury me a G. Because my soul is going to leave this body, which men thought they had a corner on. And I'm going to start wham, tam it, wham, bam, tag teaming they ass from the astral realm, a realm that they can't fuck with. They don't have enough clout in that realm. So, oh, ye of little faith, Nicki Minaj, because I saw you really feeling like God looked down on you, but you also believe that God favors those people. And that tells me that you have a misconception. And it's okay because a lot of people do. So my only opinion is that when it start looking like Goliath was upon you, you looked at your little self and you thought, I can't fight this. You called Erikkka Kirk before you called me. Girl, girl, girl. So anyways, I've decided that I'm going to join the fun. Only and this is off of Nicki Minaj now, even though I'm about to read her. Trump is dropping bombs on Nigeria, and so I will stand with Nigeria in the way that I know how. And so we will talk about that. I'll talk about that personally with my members a little bit later. But 2026 for me is looking more like I thought I was going to be in like my next level of soft girl era and luxury girl. But it seems like I have to utilize one of my swords back there, not the sword of truth. I feel very ceremonial. I'm in the spirit of Haiti, seeking freedom from France. The spirit of Oya is upon me, and she's in my courts. The spirit of Oya is swirling around in my womb like a tornado, making me feel not like resting, more like war. Because the motherland, the woo people in the motherland, y'all been busy. Y'all have been busy trading spirituality for wealth, doing the rituals to help everybody get money and fame. I know they come to y'all. They'll travel from the States just to come to y'all and get some woo done, some sacrifices and things like that to get rich. Even your politicians, and y'all just been helping them getting rich, doing all kind of debauchery instead of using your collective power. But that's okay. That's okay. Because the children of the motherland who were taken from the motherland, whose heart still is there, who didn't get a chance to stay there and not appreciate her, the ones who were taken and were forced under the beast. And so we never got a chance to not be appreciative of what we lost and never had. We never got a chance to not see the brutal side of the beast. We will be the ones. We will be the ones. Because our woo hasn't been used historically over in the United States and in the diaspora to get rich and famous. Our woo actually evolved for survival, and we've been having to use it for survival. So our relationship with the spirits is a little bit more deeper because we haven't been calling on them just when we want to help somebody get rich or famous or curse someone of our own family. We ain't been doing that. We haven't at large been using our woo to help the white people stay in power. We haven't been doing that. We've been using it to help each other. We have communities. And shout out to my hoodoo sisters because I see a lot of hoodoo practitioners doing a lot of community work. Only in hoodoo do I see a bunch of group services and ceremonies. I know quite a few hoodoo practitioners who do group services and ceremonies. Besides myself, at extremely community rituals and things like that. I see it all the time. And so shout out to them because we'll be the ones who will who will just like we always do lead. And that's no shade to our brothers and sisters back on the continent, but it's the truth. You know, the stone that the builder rejected, and you guys were the builder, and you guys did reject us. So we will. And I'll look around, I will. I will. So I'll share a little bit more of what my personal woo on behalf of the Mudda continent, our Mudda continent, the one place where Black people are supposed to originate from. That's our home base. Forget all the logistics about our broken relationship. We can fix that, but that's our home. That's the one place where we can go, all Black people, and not holistically feel like we don't belong. And so, despite how you feel, we should care about that continent. It is a Black continent. And once that's gone or taken over by white people, what place in the world will you have to go to where you don't stand out like a sore thumb and where your ancestors, I'm not talking about post colonialization, I'm talking about pre colonialization, where they're buried. Those who are the closest to the origins of mankind, of civilizations, their bones are there, not in the places where we've been dispersed. So we can appreciate those ancestors too, but that is a home base for Black people. And despite what New World Order systems we have grew up in that will cause us all to be divided, at the end of the day, we're all Black. And that's the one concept that is real. Christianity, concept. Islam, concept. What's real though? That land, us, that we can trace back to that land, its resources. It's full of resources, and we are a part of that resource. That is real. So if we strip away everything else that the system has taught us to make us divided, we would actually be undivided because at the end of the day, we all have something in common. Despite what we were taught, we're family. Yet you guys see, what did I say? Was strong enough to cause division, even deeper than politics, religion. And so that is why they chose the plight of Christians to use to infiltrate. Yes, I shifted my wig, but I can do that when I'm cooking. Resources in Africa. Because Africans are going to stick together, being Africans. But then when you throw, okay, well, then what about Jesus? Now you have people say, okay, well, then hold on. Hold on now. Now we not the same. So I shall start with Nicki Minaj. This isn't me reading her based on anything I just said. I'm just reading Nicki Minaj. I'm not asking about her opinions or her views. I'm reading to see what the energy is surrounding her. I'm going to do the same for Erikkka Kirk. I'm going to do the same for Trump and his bombs that he said he dropped in Nigeria. And then that's that. I am in a season of action though. So I'll be doing these readings for you guys, but don't think behind the scenes I'm not making moves. And the powers that be know that. They know that. I just posted my DNA test the other week. I just made a proclamation. I said the spirit said that Africa will rise. And you know what Trump did 2 weeks later? Start dropping bombs. I ain't saying that got nothing to do with me, but I'm saying I don't see no other voice in the wilderness out here like this. And y'all just don't think it's just the chat in here. Don't think that the powers that be ain't in here watching. They be knowing. They be knowing. I'm sure they got a special case that say Beyond the Veil with Adina, and then they got to report everything I say and see back. Good luck to you, Trump. I know I saw the outcome for your presidency was the Nine of Cups. That's you creating alliances with oil bearing nations. So you will be successful at hoarding a lot of oil bearing nations. Venezuela, is you one of them? Did Trump gather you up to? But Nine of Cups, meaning you're just short of world domination like you wanted. And I believe that extra cup is the oil that you won't get from the motherland. Most High Mother and Father God, please allow me to conjure up the spirit, soul, and collective energy of Onika Tanya Mirage. Sorry, that was somebody calling. I was just going to say I have to move quickly because I might need to meet a claims adjuster at one of my clients' properties, but I don't have to do that, but I'm going to try to. Most High Mother and Father God, please allow me to conjure up the spirit, soul, and collective energy of Nicki Minaj. Onika Tanya Mirage. Okay, Witchy Nikki, let's see what it says. I hope you share the results, at least with me. Nicki Minaj, Onika Tanya Mirage Petty. Spirit, please allow me to conjure up the spirit, soul, and collective energy of Onika Tanya Mirage Petty, better known as Nicki Minaj. Life seems to be a whirlwind for her. I don't care what anybody says or what even she and her team project her being, cool, calm, and collected as a cucumber. I don't see that for her. I don't see cool, calm, and collected. I see survival. And nobody's cool, calm, and collected as a cucumber, even if they post those pictures on a private jet in survival mode. Nobody does that. Nobody does that while the world is tearing your legacy apart. Even if you know that you have to say goodbye to the peak of your career, because I told y'all that you guys already had the best of Nicki Minaj. I wasn't even sure if that album, something was weird about that album. I wasn't even sure if it was going to be released. Remember, I said she tricked me? It's survival mode. Yes, it makes you desperate. But fear and survival mode often go hand in hand, even though they can't. Fear has to be kept out of every situation because even if you're in survival mode, you have to keep your eye on the end of that survival period. You can't let fear creep in. That's where self sabotage comes in every time, is fear. I always say fear is the devil, and fear is only due to ignorance. Ignorance. So always seek to be wise in every matter so that you don't have to be afraid. You're only afraid if you don't know where the source of your help comes from. So she proclaims Jesus, Jesus, but it's white supremacy that she had to go and hide under. If I proclaim the blood of Jesus and the power in the name of Jesus, then I am going to stand bold by my motherfucking self and say, by the name and the blood of the stripes of Jesus, no weapon formed against me shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against me shall be condemned. And that is what will happen. If that don't happen, then usually people, in honesty, they know that they don't really think that there's power in what they said, but you're so deep into the beliefs that have been ingrained in you, then you don't know what to do other than seek help of man. But when you really know the science behind the ancient teachings that they gave you, but gave you a skewed meaning of, then you would be able to speak a word. You would be able to speak a word and shake some shit up. You will be able to do a ceremony and shake some shit up. But if the power that you proclaim has power and when you utilize it, it don't move things for you, then yes, you're going to look for man. and his systems to save you. That's why I always just sit back and watch Christians show me, oh ye of little faith. They prove it all the time. I'm not against it either. I'm not against anyone or anyone's beliefs. I have to call a thing though. Oh ye of little faith. Christians. The problem is you are good, well-to-do, good-meaning people, but they gave you something without power. Because if there was power in the name, how come when you say it, you've been covered in the blood? You know, when people in my line of work, that's a real thing though, but that means ceremonial magic. That's not a concept that you can just say, oh, I'm covered in the blood. No, bitch. You have to utilize blood. But y'all say that's evil. The ceremonies that I participate, let me tell you something. You want to know who can't fuck with me? Nobody. I ain't the baddest bitch in the world, but there is power in the blood. But y'all just talking it. There is a way that has to be utilized for you to get that power. And it ain't just one person's blood, it's your blood too. Chicken blood, goat blood, it's power in blood, period. If you know the alchemy, then you wouldn't have to be, oh, ye of little faith. But you know, they left some parts out of things and then switched some parts around. So they gave you fear. The people that I know who know about power and blood, they're unfuckwittable. And they're not really existing within man's systems. They actually prefer to be a lot more off the grid. And they live very good lives, very peaceful lives, and they don't give a fuck about what's going on in all of this shit because you want to know what can't nobody do? Fuck with them. It's power and blood, yes. So much so that they told you that the science that you guys need to do to utilize that power was evil so that your black asses wouldn't utilize the power that's in the blood, but they gave you a concept of it. And y'all just been using that. No, 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 no. And look where it's got you. And so no, I don't have anything against any group, any person, any belief. My job is to call a thing a thing. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been born with the gift of seeing things if it wasn't my place to say what I see. Don't take it personal. Anyways, Nicki, that's my only thing. Oh, ye of little faith. And I sit back and I watch Christians who really want to believe what they've been taught because it's what they've been taught. And they live their whole life based on the belief that this will be their saving grace. Constantly be the biggest recipients of welfare and charity and, you know, things like that. I will watch my own family members call me evil, call the work that I do evil, ask me, need me to bail them out of things. Elders who taught me Christianity call me so that I can bail them out of things. And thank Jesus, the minute they get it, not knowing this is woo money. And yes, whenever somebody from my family needs something from me, I take it from the account with woo money in it. I make money from other resources as well, real estate too. I don't give them that money. I give them woo money. I sure do. And none of them will turn it down. Where is the power though? Because they call me evil and say that, you know, God is going to strike me and smite me. Meanwhile, they getting sicker, poorer, more needy because they believed all kind of things in their lifetime, called me evil for learning something else, and still, can you help me? You know what I say? Absolutely. I'm a better Christian than y'all. Absolutely. I'll never turn you away, even though you smote me with your words and condemnations, smited my soul to damnation. Meanwhile, when I say a name, when I invoke a name of power, you know what happens? Shit shakes. Nicki Minaj, let's see what's going on with you, dear. I think that you are afraid. I think you're afraid. And you did what you felt like is smart. And not only, I don't think that you think it's wrong, because I do think that you are a Christian, true and true, through and through. Most Christians I know do acknowledge white people in a certain way. And they also stand with Israel. My uncle is a pastor. He has a sign right in his yard that says, I stand with Israel. And a long time ago, he said he felt like the black church community shunned him. And so he went and then partnered with a white man. His name was Tony Yarbrough. He was co-pastor. And then maybe 10 or 15 years later, he partnered with another church that had a Jewish leader. And I distinctly remember the way my uncle would kind of bow to these white people because they were supposed to be Jews. He still does. But Christians inherently are like that, because in Western Christianity, you are taught that the Jewish people are God's chosen people, and they mean the Jewish people that present themselves as Jewish. So you will find a lot of Christian people who are not anti-white people because they are pro-Israel, white Israel, current day Israel. So I don't think that it's crazy for Nicki Minaj as a conservative Christian to align herself with Erikkka, Kirk, and Donald Trump. I'm going to say that because I also told y'all that they are going to reclaim Christianity. It's theirs to claim. The version that most of us believe in, that version is theirs to claim. And we can't be upset about it because it's how we got Christianity in the first place, the same way. When world domination from the white peoples happened, they used Christianity as a vehicle to do so. And I told you guys that those days were coming back, and I just did a Behold the Pale Horse. So I almost shouldn't even read Nicki Minaj and Erikkka because they don't matter. My job is to look at Nigeria right now. That's the bigger picture. But for my audience, I know it's been so much heavily talked about that I can't not mention it. But Nicki Minaj, dear, I have your energy here because I sense your fear. And I don't feel that you're unbothered. I think that you feel like you found a hedge of protection. Nicki, let me tell you something. They may be able to protect you from your enemies in the industry. Careful, though. Careful, though. I'm always the first rose. I hate saying that, even though I be saying it in my mind, because I hate sounding cocky, because people beat me up for it. I've been beat up for people making me feel like I'm cocky, but it's not even about cocky anymore. I have a job to do in this time, and me being the first to say things isn't so that I can get fame and glory from it. It's so that people know that there is a messenger in these times from the divine. And my job isn't just to do YouTube famous, internet famous, I can make you famous readings. My job is to lead and to be a watchtower And watchtowers, they're off standing high above in the ocean, alone, isolated, so that they can see and be seen and guide the ships to safety. I'm just a watchtower. I'm just a light tower. Light tower. And I don't pop it just to be bougie. I pop it so that people understand. Yes, I do say things first, usually all the time. But even though I say it first, you guys, I'm also shifting energy. Because if I say something way ahead of time and the powers that be who monitor all of us and all of our social activity, you don't think they know? If y'all know that I'm usually the first, you don't think they know? You don't think they be tuned in? And then based on where they see spirit moving, they also can know how they're supposed to move. I'm not your buddy. Get the fuck out of here, troll. So I did pronounce that Africa was on the rise. I did do a few readings on that subject. Next thing you know, bombs over Baghdad. So I ain't saying I got anything to do with it, but I also know that history tells me that they keep a close eye on the vision, the prophets. They keep a close eye on them, and then they wage war against them first. If nobody can hear them telling people what's coming, then nobody can be prepared. Anyways, Nicki Minaj, dear, what's going on in your energy? I feel bone shaking fear, trembling, not on the outside, on the inside, because Nicki, I believe, has already lost. And I say this as a platform with a large amount of barbs, even my beloved mods. So don't think I'm biased. She's already lost. Sissy, I told you, and I told you guys, nobody can destroy Nicki Minaj's career or legacy. What did I say? But her. No, I don't see it as literal. Don't see it as literal. The state that she's been in, and because of the precarious position that she's put herself in. No, it's not selling out. Nicki Minaj has always told you guys who she is. To be honest, I don't know how people is surprised about this because Nicki Minaj has always been very conservative. So again, like I said, if people watch and listen to people, they'll tell you who they are. The problem is people also watch people that they love with rose tinted glasses. I don't get the luxury of doing that. And so this isn't new to me. She did. She said she was. She's always gave elitist. And not really elitist like that, but she gave, I align myself the way most Caribbean, clock that, most Caribbean and most wealthy people do. She's Caribbean for one. Go to Jamaica and say something about Queen Elizabeth that's not praising her, or Celine Dion, and tell me if if you get off the Bumbleclad Island. Go to Jamaica and say something about Princess Diana or Queen Elizabeth and see if you get out of there alive. Go to Nigeria and tell them, hey, your ancestors practiced voodoo and Ifa. The blood of Christ compels you. Yes. I told y'all about my experience with a Nigerian man. I was so excited because I met him at the time where I was going on my journey to get dual citizenship in Africa. So I was excited. I thought, oh, my spirits put him in my life so that he can help. He could be a resource. I'm a Libra, so all my relationships have to mean they have to. Listen, bring something to the table because I do the same. If I feel like I can't be of any benefit to you, then I'm not going to try to nestle myself in your life. Eh, Because what's the point? Fake ass hair, of course. Duh. Anyway, okay. Look. Now that we got that out of the way so all the trolls can chill, it's fake ass hair. Oh, listen, the way you handle a troll is so, you know what you can't troll? My gift. Because that's what y'all really want to destroy. Y'all don't give a fuck about my hair. But y'all can't fuck with me though. So you troll my hair. I don't give a fuck. It's fake. It's a wig. But if I say some shit is going down, if I say Africa will rise and y'all won't be successful in fucking with her and you can't fuck with me either, that's just what it is. And guess what? You can't fuck with me. Now watch their ass shut the fuck up. Y'all gotta troll one of them girls who real self-conscious about themselves and real, they care about what people think. They want to be famous and all of that shit. Let me tell y'all something. If I'm famous for anything, it's going to be my fucking mind. Want to know why? Because it's sharper. It's sharper. It's bigger. It's more talented. Okay. Than you troll ass bitches. Nicki Minaj. The trolls are here. Y'all waiting to see about how I say y'all gonna lose. And it will be a battle. That's why y'all in here. But this is a spiritual battle. I know how to fight that shit. I know how to use energy. And we're all energy. So y'all already 10 steps behind if y'all trolling my hair because there's no energy in this wig. I'm finna read y'all down though. I've been plucking and plucking at the energy of this nation and religion and colonization and all that shit. That's what y'all mad about. And y'all really mad because y'all gotta find something else for y'all trolls to say to distract me because I just lifted my wig. Can't say fake ass veneers when I got a big old blocker gap in my mouth. The better to eat you with. So, anyways, y'all ain't never ruled shit. This is the shortest empire in history, Daniel. How y'all fuck up an empire? The shortest world ruling empire in world history. What y'all had? 2,000 years? And y'all already wobbling? My God. The minute y'all get out of the caves, y'all. Y'all should have let Daniel stay. He came here to try to, oh, I'm glad to be an Englishman here. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all been all right since the queen died? I ain't heard nothing since the queen died. Y'all can't listen. Don't talk to me about no Englishmen over here and ruling the world. Y'all couldn't even rule the people who wanted to break away from y'all to make the United States. Bitch. Bitch, go eat a bean toast pie. And no shade to all my English people out there, but y'all better get y'all person and tell them ruling the world. Y'all ain't ruled the world yet. Y'all have ruled the West. Barely at that. Oh, that is some funny shit. Cause y'all just keep reminding me that y'all have had the shortest empire in history. It's just like y'all just start rising up to world history and y'all already falling off. Can, can, can we get a few more generations under y'all? No. Y'all can't rule shit. How can y'all rule the world when it's hot in most places of the world? Y'all can't even rule. Come on now. How y'all ruled the world when the world started where it's hot, bitch? Y'all was not there. Y'all was not on the equator. History told us that when y'all start traveling the world, y'all had to let the Portuguese do it. Huh? Y'all had to let the Portuguese go and travel that route because it was too hot for y'all ass to survive. Y'all had to let the Portuguese, who had just a little bit more melanin than y'all ass, do it because it was too fucking hot. What the fuck did y'all rule again? I mean, how can y'all rule the world where y'all still probably can't go because it's too hot? Y'all can't rule the world if it's too hot for y'all to go anywhere other than where it's too cold. My God, y'all, this is why y'all kingdom lasted so short, because y'all have to be realistic. Y'all have to be realistic. Look at their ass in here talking about, how about you use proper English? Bitch, I'm not a proper Englishman. So therefore, I don't have to use proper English, bitch. Let me read Nicki Minaj, because they are seething. You could tell a white troll because they ain't never got no good no good jokes. That's why your hair is fake. At least I don't have fur. I wish y'all would just stop trying to troll me, because I really do like to just be, I love everybody. But my God, how can you troll my hair when you don't have it? You have fur. I mean, oh my God, dominant society. Y'all don't even have dominant genes. Let me read Nicki Minaj, because they mad and sad in here. Mad and sad. Mad, sad, see-through. If I had lice eating at my brain, I would probably be upset too, because I can't think straight. My God, my God. Let me go sit in. Anyways, Nicki Minaj. Most High, please. Nicki Minaj, talk to me about what you have going on in your life right now. Are you okay? Are you being strategic? Are you crystal clear about your actions and your future actions? What does the net what does 2026 have in store for Nicki Minaj based on what's going on in your life currently? Oh, the whites are here and they're mad. If you guys had all that power, you wouldn't be in my chat insulting me. You would be out using your power and privilege. Yet you're here foaming at the fangs because of some sticks and stones may break your bones, but words should never hurt you? My goodness. If you guys were so world dominant, why don't you go to your English place for resources? Why do you have to be in the places where it's hot and dark? Are there no resources in the caves? Are there no resources in the UK? Why y'all always in the East if y'all have world dominance and power? Because that would mean that the cradle of your humanity would also be rich in resources. Why y'all not okay in your own cold and barren lands, but you find wealth and value in places where it's dark and hot and tropical, just like the Garden of Eden? You guys went through life-threatening lengths to travel through the equator just to get to the land of milk and honey. And brought with you disease and plague and death. Not a dominant gene in your body, but you want me to believe? Nicki Minaj, dear, what's going on with you? And what's going on with you for 2026? You guys will respect Mother Earth around here. Or you can go get on somebody's YouTube channel that's more white and white power. But there's no wisdom being spoken over there, so it's boring. It's no energy for you to try to siphon off of to fuel your hate. You need something to fuel that, so you find your way here. But as long as you're here, you will respect the earth as you have not found out how to do. You will respect Mother Africa and her resources that you can't live without. If you can't live without Mother Earth, Mother Africa, and her resources, then you won't get on this platform and disrespect one of her resources. You will show respect. Nicki Minaj, what's going on in your life and how are things going with you? I'm busy for 2026. This is choosing sides. This is choosing sides. The Lover, so this is a partnership, but it's also a Gemini card, so it's a choice, like a contract. So marriage can show up as like an engagement, or the marriage stage, because you guys are getting together and about to, sign also an agreement with the government. So here's Nicki and Erikkka and the Trump administration. However, in reverse, it's because nobody likes the alliance, the marriage she just joined, the alliance she just made. So Nicki Minaj is sticking with her alliance, but having to deal with, I'll say, the controversy surrounding it. And I feel like a choice that she doesn't wholeheartedly believed in, but might have made for some reason or the other, simply because it's in reverse. So this could either be, I hate having to make this choice, but I have to, or I made it and now I regret it. How much money is worth your soul? How much money is using the power and influence that your God-given gifts helped you acquire to now give a voice to this administration bombing Africans? Not saying that it has anything to do with her or they're doing it because of her, but that God-given talent and magneticism that she had, she leveraged it for Christians in Nigeria, and now Trump has and leveraged her influence with her fan base and the people that listen to her and support her. Some of them aren't Christians, but they will support this because of her. Again, I've been telling you guys that the time of grace is over and the wheat and tares are being separated. In your mind, decisions are made every day based on intentions. But I've been telling you guys, sides are being drawn. Sides are being drawn. So even if you say something like, well, I'm not I support this. That is you saying, this is where I cast my vote. And sure, everybody's entitled to believe what they want. But I told you guys that at the end of the day, tribe will trump. Doctrines will fall away as they do every age. every era. But you know what stays the same? People groups. You will always be seen as a black person or an African descent person. If you're from Russia, you will be seen as a Russian. If you are from China, you will be seen as Chinese. And there will be a time where all man's concepts will have to come under judgment so that balance can be restored. People argue concepts, but people have to argue concepts. So no matter what concepts come and go, people remain the constant, which is why I say your tribe, who you are, based on what's in your DNA, will be the only thing that matters once all these concepts and principles and indoctrination come up under the microscope, and then they fall. Only thing that can stand is nature. Mankind can be wiped away. Nature stands. Of course, Sissy, I told you, they watch. They watch my channel. I know they do. I've seen them. Anyways, this is an alliance, but it's in reverse for whatever reason. Challenge, this was her outcome the last time I read her, and I said, well, at least it's not the devil anymore. This is, that's a Cancer card. The Sea. Again, whether she knows it or not, she's being used. And I'm going to say that the challenge is that this alliance is ruining her career and success. The vehicle, now this is Nicki, Erikkka, Trump. Nicki, Erikkka, Trump. Black and white, and then Trump being the dictator, the leader here. Notice he has crescent moons on him, on his diadem, stars, and the universe surrounding him. The empire behind him. Both of these are in reverse. She can't say F it. Sissy, she can't. This is where a Sagittarius is Sagittariusing. Now, mind you, Sagittarius is the archer. They are the arrow, not the archer of the Sagittarius, but the arrow. So once they've launched for a cause, they can either hit their target or they can completely miss their mark. But all that passion and fire needs air and earth. So what she needs is somebody very grounded with sound advice to help her right now. Both her and her husband are fire signs. I think her son is a Capricorn. So the only thing that can ground her is her son. But she needs... Anyways, she can't just walk away and leave her career, because Sagittarius says do everything for a cause. Everything that they do, it has to be for some righteous cause in their mind. She can never go back to just being a quiet Nicki Minaj because of all the power she's amassed. And so she will constantly be looking for a new direction as an arrow. And now that she's aligned with this administration, she has a new archer. to shoot her in whichever direction. Even if she wanted to silently go away, she can't. She's Nicki Minaj, and now she's aligned herself with this administration. They will call on her when they need her influence unless she completely loses it. I know you guys have. I've been thinking about you guys and how y'all been doing. Um, this is a Cancer card. Cancer rules the sea, the ocean. In this regard, I think Holy Sea, the ocean, meaning the consciousness, the collective consciousness in religion, comes up as a watery element because it involves or encompasses the collective. Religions only have power once a collective consciousness buys into it. It's like doing group rituals. Yes, you will manifest some energies. And so there is an emperor currently utilizing the energy from the collective Cancer card to invade. Christianity is the vehicle that this emperor is using to invade. And here's Erikkka and Nicki kind of being spokespeople or faces to this agenda. Now, this is the last thing that we saw from the MAGA crowd before Trump announced that he dropped bombs on Nigeria. Let me tell you something. That's a small price to pay. Taking out Jay-Z is such a small price to pay. I don't think Jay-Z was worth this. And Nicki, how did you let them people shake you? I'm a nobody compared to you. I don't see them people. I know what to do. I know what to do. Maybe because I don't have as much world fame and material possessions to lose, but that's when you sell your soul a long time ago. Are you willing? And I won't say that Nicki Minaj sold her soul because she believes in this. I don't think wholeheartedly, though. Not with these two cards, not wholeheartedly. I get shook, and I think that she wants to salvage her legacy and her career, and she wants protection so that she can still be Nicki Minaj, but other people can't sabotage her. So she still wants this. I also told you guys that the woo was going to affect her. I said Solange's woo was going to affect her, and I absolutely was nervous for her after the woo that Cardi B conjured up and threw out with her album. She ain't been right since. And I don't think it's just Cardi B coming out with her album that did it. I think it's the woo, because they had to, that whole album had to be one big ball of hex. They had to conjure up so much dark energy to take her down. I don't even think they wanted to replace her with Cardi. They just wanted to take her out. And I believe that the whole imagery let me know. The imagery surrounding I am the drama, the name. As a metaphysicist, I don't think of things like that as a coincidence or somebody's just doing it for PR. Absolutely not. Especially when you see the energy around it, court case, things like that. That was too much dark energy. The crows, the birds, all of that stuff. I knew exactly what time it was, and I knew it was going to be effective because I knew Nicki Minaj has nobody wise advising her, nobody with wisdom. Sure, she may have spiritual practitioners around her, priests, pastors, Christians, maybe even a psychic or two, but nobody with wisdom. I could tell. I could tell. Yes, fucked her mind up. made her so afraid of nothing, of shadows. Five of Swords in reverse in the past. This is, I believe, her enemies having a bad run with the Trump administration. I think that she understood that or her enemies did not get the alliance that they were looking for from that administration. So I think that she found like she could. I think Nicki Minaj went through a battle and then felt like she was losing. This is definitely defeat. This is nobody wins in this regard. This is nobody wins in this regard. Eight of Pentacles, she will get back to work. I don't know what she's doing, but she's doing something. This could be her focusing on her album, maybe a business situation, but she's going to be able at this point to focus, maybe even on her new endeavors with whatever she might be doing, but she'll be able to get to work undisturbed in the near future. Crowning her, I believe, is Jay-Z. I'm so disappointed. I'm sorry, but I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed. You know, I get that Jay-Z is powerful and he's more powerful in the industry than any of us know, which is why we just don't understand it. But we see so many celebrities really, really, really tiptoe around them. They do have power, not just in the industry. Jay-Z was very smart to diversify his resources. I'm disappointed, Nicki Minaj, though. But I also believe that you've been rich for so long and you've been living in New York. And I feel like Northerners have a disadvantage when it comes to culture and roots because it's such a melting pot there and so much history is lost for the sake of being a melting pot and diverse. Nobody in the South would be afraid of Jay-Z. I promise you. But you're a Christian, so maybe there's some help that you feel like is evil and you don't want to get to. He's a man. He's just a man. And if you look at these people, despite all their resources, it's just people, then it's easier for you to eliminate fear. At least that's how I work at it. The fentanyl got you moving like claymation action figure. Imbeciles. You guys can't even spar with me mentally. You have to make up things that make no sense. None of you trolls will ever accomplish anything over me because you guys are imbeciles. And if you're bots, whoever programmed you is an imbecile. They didn't even program you within any intelligence, and that just lets me know that all these rich, wealthy people, inventors, and things, you lack you lack so much. You lack that human godliness, maybe because you're not black. Nevertheless, maybe because you guys haven't had to lose things. Most of you guys have lived. Most of you elites have always had privilege. So you've never had to see what you're really made of in your raw state, in your rawest state. But pressure makes diamonds. I think she feels like that's the one thing that can chase this fire sign male away is An air sign. Jay-Z's a fire sign. Trump's an air sign. I think that Nicki Minaj would not have done this. I think this is the worst case scenario, last resort. And I don't think she believes in it wholeheartedly. Even as a Christian, I don't think she believes in these people wholeheartedly, but I believe she's playing a game. Now here's the King of Cups. This could be a politician or somebody. Is it that Gavin Newsom or somebody? A politician, maybe a media person. This could be somebody with a platform that speaks out about her. This could be a media platform itself, TMZ, or some media platform that has power to cultivate opinions. I don't know who this is, but this gives me a media personality or a politician. Not now, if this is Trump, he's showing benevolence. This could be Gavin. I'm not sure. Now, this is Jay-Z again. He's not going to do too much with her, or at least she believes he won't do too much if she has Trump. This would be Jay-Z and this would be Trump. These are both soldiers, knights. So this is a battle that this fire sign wouldn't want to fight if underneath Nicki Minaj is this air sign. Hey, Q. Ain't seen you in a minute. Hopes and fears. Trump, Gemini. Gemini card in her present. Gemini in her hopes and fears. Trump saved the day. Trump paved the way. Trump is my Jesus. Trump is my Jesus. I'm sorry. If Trump is in your hopes and fears, then Trump is your Jesus now. Four of Pentacles in reverse. She'll probably be able to release something that was under attack. 4, 8. So whatever it is she's working on, she'll be able to put it out. And it's something that she's had to protect because it might have been tampered with. Not much success though. Even if it's good, all I see is a release. So 2026, I think she'll release something that she's been working on, or that she will be working on, or continuing to work on. She'll release something because she now has strong help. And the world will still be against her. So her release will do however it will do because of the allies she had protecting her. But the world itself will still be against her. So that's why I have a release, but not a card of like success. I'm not sure if it's a documentary. Could be an album because it's something that she's already been working on, but may have had to stop, protect. Is this a documentary or is this an album, Spirit? What she's releasing, documentary or album? Whatever it is something that she's been saying is coming, whatever she's been promising. So music. I don't know if it's money's been funny or lack of support here, and then continue to lose support. This won't die down, JD. This isn't something that will blow over. No, she should release it. There is no waiting this out. There is no waiting this out. This is not going to die out like the first hate train did. This is not that. She should release whatever she wants because timing doesn't matter. Timing doesn't matter anymore because of this. This was her outcome the last time you guys asked me to read her, and now it's her challenging position. So her outcome, her fate, is the challenge, and that's being done, so to speak. Yes, I'm not saying don't support, because you guys are her fans, because you guys like her. You like her music and all of that, but so continue to support her for that. But behind this, Tower, done. She won't recover. Justice, because she's aligned with this administration. She's chosen such a definite stance. And this is karma, but it's also cause and effect. And so this is what she chose. This is what she will get. I'm not saying good or bad. I'm saying this is what she chose, so this is what she will get. Justice here. This was a very definitive action she made. There will be no turning back from it after that, and even if she tried to, it'll never be the same. And to be honest, I don't think it was just Jay-Z. I think that when she saw how Cardi was moving and it seemed like Rock Team Jay-Z was trying to support, I think that took her over the edge. And look what they did. Kind of dropped Cardi too. Once that sample, they used her for that sample so Jay-Z could make a quick little buck off the streams more than she probably did. They ain't really fucking with her like that. They wanted to get up under your skin, make you crash out, because they know the only thing that can sabotage you is you. And they know how to push your buttons. Support Cardi, that's all. All they got to do is support Cardi, and Cardi, they be playing on your top, and you know it. But you got to do what you got to do too to survive, to hold on to the lifestyle. So they'll let you, you'll let them dangle you over Nicki's head and then drop you to the side when they done. You'll let them. That's Nicki. In the Kanye lane, I don't see her in the Kanye lane. I didn't know that that's how people saw her. What I'm saying is what I said before. Her peak is gone. You guys already got the best out of Nicki Minaj that you will get. And releasing or holding an album for a date where all of this might blow over is not the answer. If she waits until 2029 to release, she's still going to do the same as she would do if she released tomorrow. Everyone's been using everyone. Oh yeah, it's been the name of the game. It's always been that way. It's never been any other way. Poor people do things for emotion and things like that. It's okay to value people, but why would you value someone if they're not valuable? So of course, we all use someone. Why do you guys want to get married? Other than to use someone for what they bring to you. I want to be loved. I want to start a family. I want to do this. I want that. I want someone to, make me feel like a queen. I want we're all using each other for something. So let's not look at it like that. Why do you guys have kids? I want to start a family. I want kids because I want someone to love me. I want this. I want that. Why do we do anything that we do outside of ourselves if we're not going to? So, sure. Successful people understand that. Poor people live by it, but pretend otherwise. And so we waste a lot of time on pretenses where instead of we just face that reality and based our decisions on that, we probably make wiser decisions. Everything and everyone is transactional. Otherwise, we'd stay to ourselves. And you usually do stay to yourself unless you find someone that brings some kind of value to you. Or are you friends with someone? I'm a friend because they're nice. We have a lot in common. Well, we have a lot in common, meaning if you didn't have things in common with that person, you might not be their friend. You're using them for your companionship. All right. Erikkka Kirk, let's see how you feel about things. Let's see what's going on with you, Erikkka. Most High Mother and Father God, please allow me to conjure up the spirit, soul, and collective energy of Erikkka Kirk, wife of the deceased politician, I suppose, Charlie Kirk. Erikkka, I compel you to speak your soul's truth to me. Keep absolutely nothing hidden from me, lest you lie. Lest your soul try to hide truths. Erikkka Kirk. Erikkka Kirk. Allow me to conjure up your spirit, soul, and collective energy. This is a woman with the world open to her right now. She's got so many things on the horizon, so many things in the work. So much opportunity is open for her and is being presented to her. So much power is being laid at her feet. And then one day it will all go away, almost overnight. Erikkka Kirk, talk to me about what you have currently going on in your life. You sat down with Nicki Minaj recently. That was a surprise to a lot of people. How did that benefit you in your life and your agendas? And what does 2026 have in store for you, Erikkka Kirk? Page of Wands. She's currently still relishing in all of the conversations about Nicki Minaj and her. It's a fire sign, but to her, Nicki shows up as a page. Just a messenger. Somebody there to endorse a message, to send a message, to give a message, to lend the support of her kingdom. Challenging Knight of Cups, though. Nicki had the King of Cups. So this is the politician or whomever it was that's a king to Nicki. In Nicki's reading, remember, it was the King of Cups. I said this is a politician or media person. To Erikkka, though, he's a knight. To Erikkka, here's Nicki, a page. And whoever that was a king to Nicki, a knight to Erikkka. Problem for Nicki, not so much for Erikkka. And this is Nicki Minaj's drama with Jay-Z. Sagittarius. Drama, big, big drama. So Erikkka seems to be coming off of the high of Nicki Minaj and reveling in her, lending her support. And the challenge is whomever that king and knight of cups is, but also actions being taken on behalf of the Christian community. Again, behold the pale white horse. In this cup, there may be truths, but there's also charm, which ain't always based in facts. That pale white horse of Christianity rides on, or Christianity is the pale white horse. The challenge, though, is them weaponizing Christianity, using that to ride into Africa on for its resources. Erikkka knows this, though. Despite what Nicki thinks, Erikkka knows this. Erikkka knows that this nice, sweet, suave, endearing message is just to ride them into this land. And look at that. Flowing, oil, flowing. Not only is this the beef between Nicki and Jay-Z, this is also the beef between Africa and France, saying no more oil. We will stop that steady flow of oil from our land to you. The white-haired devil, allegedly. Erikkka is also using her power, her white power, to sway all of Charlie and her supporters into an attack on the motherland and anybody else who has resources that doesn't want to let these people take it for free. Venezuela, I heard y'all too. I heard y'all. Nobel Peace Prize winning President Maria has sold y'all out for Trump to get in there and endorse Trump rolling into Venezuela. Him and his militia. That's what I heard. I don't know though, but I heard. Seems like anybody who doesn't want the white powers in their lands with their resources, they start saying, oh, persecution for Christians. Erikkka understands this. Near future, Trump will continue to reveal his true plans. And if we pay attention, we will know. I mean, did he not just say that he dropped bombs in Africa? If you're so concerned about Christians, why would being persecuted by extremists, why would you now go and also create more violence? Because in wars like this, and we've learned this from our invasion of Iraq, innocent people got killed. And us trying to go in and save innocent people, it's the innocent people that got killed. And what they really wanted was resources, boots on the ground for oil. Oil. Once they get over there, they will not care who they kill. They will slaughter anybody that's brown. Whether you're a Christian or not, they will not care about you. This is revealing your true sneaky plans. Once you get your boots on the ground, now that they have a reason to target Africa, they will start targeting her with violence. The real reason they wanted to sneak in there will be revealed. Sneaking in there through lies, though, trickery, revealed. When they get over there and do violence, why didn't you send a plane over there? A nice plane for those Christian refugees and bring them here. Since you care about them so much, bring them here. But you just put a travel ban on Nigeria, amongst other places that kicked Africa out. Burkina Faso. We know what they're doing over there. They're leading the charge to kick out colonization. Travel ban. Sudan partnered with Burkina. Travel ban. Nigeria. Just only the places who are banding together to kick out the colonies. Travel bans. What if those are Christians trying to get here to the Christianized West? Why would you put travel bans on them? Instead, you went and dropped bombs over there. The truth will reveal itself if you pay attention. Send a plane for the people so that you can bring them to the safe U.S. where Christians are welcome. Crowning Erikkka, is she helping them get over there with the oil? She's the mouthpiece for the Christian movements amongst the white in the U.S. And she has the white Christians on lock. She needed Nicki Minaj to bring the black Christians in. We need all the support from the Christians that we can get to support us in being over here. Why do they need our support? Well, this is Africa. They didn't need to run a campaign for people to support us infiltrating Venezuela. Why did they need a campaign for us to support Africa? Let's just ponder on that. I hear voices outside. Somebody's here. Why did we need a campaign? Well, not just consent live. This is Africa we're talking about. Land of the gods. The most ignorantly powerful people on this planet. Home of the only spirituality strong enough to drive out the forces of colonization if, thank you, Q. And you always say you miss group ceremonies. You do know it's a crown of success on New Year's Eve. Crown of success / blockbuster, because we're pushing. You see what's against us? So we're pushing back and we're demanding that we, the meek, start inheriting now, because the time is now. This is us asserting ourselves, saying, this is our earth. And all the resources in it, we're better equipped. So bring it to us. Perfect timing to do this, though, because they are coming in to take our resources. The only way that happens is if we, the resources, you know how gemstones have energy and they conduct and move energy? We are the most powerful stone in all of the universe. And collectively, if we imagine if Africans say, fuck that, let's do it, hey, let's call on our gods, our ancestors. Were they able to stay in Haiti, or were they able to just be mad and retaliate against Haiti by making sure she stayed impoverished? But what they couldn't do was maintain their presence there. No, because Haiti band together and called on Ogun and Oya. I got you, Q. Ogun and Oya. Q, would you also like to be a participant in the offering ceremony that takes place on January 2nd? No extra cost. I'm going to allocate some of your Crown of Success proceeds just to purchase more offerings for the spirits. And we will honor our ancestral spirits because I work with them and they bless me and they bless you guys too. So while they're dropping bombs in the motherland, we will be honoring and invoking those ancestral spirits. Yes, I will add you in that too. This is how we are dedicating our year. While the world is saying Christian, Christian this, we are saying Oya, Ogun, Ishtar, Inanna. All of the divine mothers and fathers, they are ours. And we will bring remembrance to them in order to bring energy to them so that they can empower us. As for me and my house at Beyond the Veil, we will honor the ancestors. They need us to not be a one band, one sound. They need you all to be Christians first, Africans or Black, or one band, one sound last. Because what will happen if we collectively start calling on our ancestors? I guarantee you, if y'all never believed anything I said, believe this. And it will happen. It will happen. It will happen. Even though the collective won't call on them, there's enough of us who are. Africa's spirituality is why they needed a campaign to get in there. Because Jesus, religion, brings more division than bonding together over a collective home, a collective culture. We've seen African Christians say, fuck the ancestors. Christians, and you guys know better than anybody else that you guys aren't being singled out even any more than anyone else. And if you are, move to the US, move to a Christian nation, not one where Christianity had to come and settle in, had to force her way in, and then get mad at your own people for saying we want our own self back. We want us back. If you are going to be a Christian over being African, then come on to the US. But you can't, right? Because the U.S.'s Christian leader, who is using y'all's plight to weaponize his way into, said you can't come here for refuge. You can't come here for refuge. And no, we don't have any plans to come over there and help you. We are just dropping bombs on your home. But they say ISIS. And they just throw these names because they know that that's a trigger word for the U.S. because of our history. ISIS is not killing people. If anything, child. But they know the U.S. will get triggered by the term ISIS because they use ISIS in the campaign after, so that we can get into Iraq for their oil. So those of us who still have PTSD from that, from them telling us ISIS was here to bomb us, they know they can just throw that word out. ISIS in Nigeria, get the fuck out of here. ISIS will be ran down out of Nigeria. They said ISIS was an Islamic terrorist group. Y'all got Iranians over there running down on y'all in Africa. Yeah, ISIS over there running down because they told us that was an Islamic terrorist group led by Osama bin Laden, who they allegedly took out a long time ago. So where ISIS come from after all? I thought we had other, the RFS, RFD, whatever y'all called it. But if they told y'all, child, if they told y'all what the real terrorist organization was, then you guys would go do your research and see that they are not targeting Christians. They targeting a lot of people. And Christians aren't the main concern. And then you will see that their message has nothing to do with Christianity. Then you guys will say, well, I thought y'all said the groups was over there persecuting Christians. But the groups themselves said, yeah, but we ain't looking at just Christians. And that's not who we're after or why we're doing this. Then the truth will come out if they tell you guys the truth, because then you guys will go and look for yourselves. Nevertheless, they'll get over there and do exactly what they've been intending to do, and that's fuck some shit up. And that is kill villages, bomb villages and communities that sit on places that they need to get for oil. And they won't care if you're Christian or not. Strategy, strategic locations, oil, resources. You guys have been bamboozled because Christians tend to be the most easily led. Trump literally just said black people are most familiar with scams. You guys have been scammed a lot. What's the biggest scam still running today for black people? He wasn't talking about politics. He literally scammed y'all to help him get into Africa and then said, y'all used to being scammed. I'm scamming y'all right fucking now. Y'all been scammed out of y'all own culture as we speak, and y'all believe in it. He said it proudly. Because yes, and he didn't say anything wrong. Yes, black people should be most familiar with scams, yet we still here being scammed. If he's been dealing with France in a favorable way, then he'll have to deal with his brothers in Africa as they continue to band together against the colonies. I'll have to read him himself. Now look, the Seven of Swords here. Here's 5 in his hands, and here's the 2 left behind. This means the politics that they use to scam their way into Africa, we'll continue to see what that is. That is war, strife, defeat. Now there's the 2 swords here in his hand that were left behind once they got in there. So this will be the Trump administration, is Trump using politics to get into Africa to disenfranchise African leaders. But the truth is, as they get in there, they'll abandon the political causes that they held on to for the real trickery, which is these 5 swords. 5 of swords, conflict, but this 5 is a sword, so death results. This is the only suit that can kill you. Off one hit is a sword. You get poked, you can die. Strife, conflict is what we will see, not a rescue mission for Christians. And you don't have to believe me. Just watch. Continue watching. It all unfolds just the way I see it. Eye on the prize. This is Erikkka. She's a part of this mission here. It's like this new administration is her husband. Not Trump, but the cause. She's married to the cause, and her husband got in the way of the cause. They have their eyes again on conquering. If I was reading this before colonization, I would have seen this. And these are ships coming in. As in the days of early conquering, we're here again. And they're even using the same tactics, religion, in this regard. I was supposed to be doing a Trump reading, but I might as well just only do this Erikkka because she's like a spokesperson for the cause. And here's the ships that they saw coming in as in the days of their forefathers. So, this is the Mayflower here. They're not just going to stop at getting the military over there. They're going to do it like they did South Africa. You know how France set up base in South Africa and took over South Africa? They like to do the same for all of Africa. So they're looking to colonize Africa, but I'm going to say not just set up bases there. They want to do Nigeria like they did South Africa. They like to start shipping their families over there, building communities over there, and doing it like they did South Africa because they were successful in stomping the culture out of South Africa with apartheid and all of that. And South Africa was the first New World Order country in Africa. They are looking to expand their empire there. That is the new land of milk and honey. It's still rich with resources, and they've plundered all of the resources here. Why are they not going to the UK like that troll said, the great UK? Why do they not have their eyes on the UK, on Russia, on China, on any other white land? Why no resources there? They're going to the home of God, the land of milk and honey. And after they've colonized and plundered all the other gardens of Eden, they want to go to the big one. You all will die there. Do you know how hot it would get there? Do you know how nature itself would turn against you if all of the nature in Africa, all of the animals, if all they saw was you? I'm sorry, I keep getting a phone call, but I'm busy. Africa would begin to shift itself. Africa itself, the land itself, if all that was there was you, because you guys aren't tied to it. Africa is, and Black people share the same pulse. If all of us are gone, and if the majority of Africa is inhabited by people that is not native to it, Africa would notice. The land itself would cry out. Hopes and fears, resources. Erikkka wants her piece of the pie, and she'll get it if they win. She's been promised something substantial. She hopes to get it. King of Wands. Trump will invade Africa, as he has. That's her outcome. He's got his boots on the ground in a violent way. He's even got some allies there of the brown hue, and you can always depend on a nigga to sell out. Sucks for her husband because the enemy was in the house, allegedly. Speaking of her husband and in the house, husband in reverse, no longer together in reverse. So she's still carrying on his legacy without him, which is why it's the Two of Cups in reverse. The call was coming from inside the house. He was about to burn a bridge. with maybe somebody. If something tells me Mr. Kirk was not going to be in support of colonizing Africa. There was somebody that he was not endorsing that he should have been, and that his wife was. And it all is tied into this invasion part two, colonization part two. He wasn't going to go with the program with invasion of somebody. His wife, though, white power. Yep, politicians. Yes, Trump does have an ally in black politicians still. But don't worry, we'll get rid of them too. Yes, spies, boots on the ground in Africa. Be careful. And when I read Burkina Faso and President Ibrahim Traore, I didn't say everything I saw because I didn't want to put him in a vulnerable position because I know he's aware of infiltration and he should be. Africa's biggest issue will be their own leaders who are corrupt. That will be even more of an issue now because that's how Trump was even confident enough to start dropping bombs over there. He knows he has support that will help weaken the strengthening Africa to sell out. And I'm reading Erikkka, but she's just a part of this agenda, this program. We will get over there. And by we, I mean the US, because we've been dropping bombs over there. So it probably won't stop there. We ain't just going to drop one. There are leaders in Africa who will always, always align with the white powers because it's their tradition to do so. They are only African because they were born there. They are colonizers as their ancestors are the ones who didn't mind shilling out Africa's resources. This is from the beginning, since Africa began partnering with the colonies for its resources. They have a different belief of Africa. They are African, but they do not see or think of themselves that way. They see themselves the way the other elites do. And so that they are a problem. They are pro-Trump, some of them. They have no regard. They actually don't want, they wouldn't care to see Africa in power because that would mean that the colonizers do not run it. So they are purposely working against the rise of Africa. It's not just about lining their pockets. That's the benefit of it. They they also practice dark magic against Africa. These are people who are Africa in name and nature, but not in spirit. It's not about spoils. These people don't identify as African. They identify themselves as gods. They could have something in their DNA that sticks out. It might tie to the early days when hybridization came in. Could be that their mothers were the ones who didn't mind giving up their wombs to beings that weren't inherently the same nature as human beings. It could be something like that because they don't see themselves as African. The maternal part of African, though, it's like the maternal lineage of Mother Africa never passed down to them. Like their mother is in Africa. It feels like spiritually, energetically, they're disconnected from Africa being the mother. It's almost like they hate her. And I can only feel like that would come is if Africa is not their mother. And the matriarchs of that land are not their mother. Or they come from a lineage of sellouts. And the first sellout was human women who gave their wombs. Their mother could have very well been Africans because we are the cradle of humanity, which means if we had hybrid beings, which history tells us we did, then it was original human women who probably looked like us who gave their wombs to help nurse and create other types of human. And so, you know that term skin for all skin folk and kinfolk? Don't think about it in modern terms. Think of it as if your auntie decided to go and have babies with humans that weren't like us. They not like us. And to be honest, look around. There's been a PR campaign for just that in modern times. Nevertheless, it feels like that. It feels like they don't associate to a certain pride of that land. Think about when Cain killed his brother and the earth cried out. From the blood of one of the first. Anyways, that's what it feels like. And so that is still an issue, and that is why we will, or the U.S. and the powers that be will be able to infiltrate. I didn't say when, but they'll be able to infiltrate only because there are leaders in Africa who are not like you all in Africa. They're not like us. They might be us, but their mothers, I think, are different. They don't associate to the spirit of Africa. In fact, they work against it. The Antichrist is black. The Antichrist is black in Africa. If Africa is the cradle of humanity, the birthplace of humanity, anything anti-Africa is anti-God. If Africa gets pillaged, if the whole of Africa gets pillaged by these savages, based on what we've seen them do to the other resource-rich places of the world, otherwise they wouldn't be looking to move to Mars because they've been pillaging all the resources from this earth. They won't care for any nation, any land, any planet. They'll suck it all. Why? Because they're in search of something that they're missing. And they'll scorch the entire earth looking for it. They'll scorch the universe looking for something that is missing. Immortality, bitch. They'll suck up every universe to try to fuel their technologies to help them find immortality. Hybrid humans are the only ones that don't reincarnate. Yes, that's why they would rather be vampires and live for a long time rather than die. Why? Because original humans have the ability to Body swap. Our souls are eternal because we come from an eternal source. If you did not come from the eternal source because you came from something else less eternal, then you're going to be searching. And if you can't place yourself in Africa so that you can soak up all the melanin from the people, you can eat all the Africans and inject yourself with all the melanin that you want to, and that still ain't enough. You'll utilize oil to help fuel, because we think that they use oil for the money, for what we use oil for, but no, they're using it to fuel their new technologies so that they can try to recreate an artificial synthetic version of melanin that works just the same way as ours do. So they go to melanin rich places to study, to steal, to learn, to destiny swap. We're the only worlds who can exist out of this universe, outside of our bodies. If they don't have a soul that reincarnates, then they're going to look to take their bodies with them. So let's move to Mars. Let's try to live on Mars. When we leave our soul, our bodies, we don't need to try to live on Mars. We can live wherever we want. And that's the truth that you don't know, is that your body is just a suit. What's inside of it, the part of me that is imparting this wisdom, that's eternal. They don't have that. This fuel is supposed to help them find ways to recreate melanin. They're looking for melanin. And if they can't find it, then they are looking for the technology that will help them exist outside of Earth. Now, why would they want to do that? Well, if Earth was their home, if they constantly existed despite death, if they reincarnated to Earth, then they would treat Earth differently, wouldn't they? Wouldn't be so careless with the resources. Only people who don't value this planet, because it's not meant to sustain them, would treat it the way the powers that be have. How do you treat your home that you have to return to and live in? How many of y'all got homeowners insurance or some type of insurance over your home, because that's your home? You can't afford for anything just to happen to it. That's your home. If this ain't their home, then they will only take what they can get from it and then move somewhere else. Like a what? A wanderer and a vagabond? Isn't that what a wanderer and vagabond does? Roam around looking for a permanent home. Now, where do we heard those words from? Wanderer and oh, Abel's brother. No respect for life that God created. No respect for the earth that we have to sustain us. Who are they? They don't care about human life or this planet. As a result, now who does that look like? Who was just talking about trying to move to Mars? Isn't that the new play that they're looking to do? Move to Mars? No regard for human life. Did Bill Gates just say humans will be obsolete in the next 10 years to AI? Oh dear. I fear the people have lost the plot. I fear, ancestors, that the people are not connecting the dots. or the people are not good at elementary math because 2 plus 2 is 4. Always. I fear the people are not doing the math and connecting the dots. Are there no valuable resources in the caves of the Caucasus or nah? Christians in Nigeria, I'll just say, after reading this Erikkka Kirk reading, I probably shouldn't even do Trump, but sure. Why aren't they sending a plane or a boat for you all to bring you to the safety of America, the OG Christian nation? In God we trust. We dedicated this nation to that, to Christianity. Why did he put a ban on you in case you might try to flee to a Christian-friendly nation? Why you don't want y'all, just those places though. The places that kicked France out, the places that took those colonized wigs off for their attorneys, the places who said no more French for our native language, we'll start teaching as well in our native languages too. Those are the ones that just got added to the travel bans recently. Do you guys know this year, Burkina Faso and a few other African nations kicked France out this year? Did you guys hear about persecution in Africa last year? I didn't. I don't know everything though. So if you have, let me know. But this year, right after France got kicked out, now we have a reason to drop bombs in Africa. You guys don't connect dots yet though. Has nothing to do with France getting kicked out. Remember what Trump just said about South Africa after how he was treated there? He disinvited South Africa from the G5 summit, and South Africa said, you don't have the power to do that. We are a part of the G5, so we'll host our own summit. Now, why did Trump get mad at South Africa? He said they weren't treated very nicely there. So it seems like when he's upset, he'll find a cause to punish. How many of you good God-fearing Christians gave your prayers and support for Trump to come in and protect Christians? Don't y'all. If you prayed for the Christians in Nigeria, if you prayed and said, I pray, I support the persecuted Christians in Nigeria. I'm not saying anything is going to happen to you. I'm not saying that. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just going to say be mindful. Because from the wise words of Trump, blacks are familiar with scams. You guys get scammed. You guys know a good scam. I don't want you here. What makes you think I want you to subscribe to me? None of you guys have ever been here and heard me ask for a subscribe. Anyways, President Trump, I'll look into him. My cousin, I actually abandoned that appointment, and my cousin was calling and texting like, hey, are you okay? I'm going to have to tell her duty called, and I couldn't meet the claims adjuster out there. I just couldn't. Most High Mother and Father God, I guess I don't really need to do this because I just saw Trump and his agenda through the lens of Erikkka Kirk. She has nothing going on personally other than this agenda, this mission. Her life is this mission. And I believe that she makes grave sacrifices for the agenda. And I'll just say that in closing about Erikkka Kirk. I think that she is a good God-fearing Christian and a patriot, I think that her ancestors would be proud and probably are proud. And if I were to endorse the KKK, I'd elect her as the Klan president. For one, she's a woman and we should be in power. She got more guts. She's more dedicated to the ways of her ancestors. And if I was a part of the ways of her ancestors, then I'd elect her to lead the cause, because there's no better leader than a woman with a cause. All right. She's less emotional than Nicki Minaj. Not comparing the two, but Nicki, this is why you show up to Erikkka as a page, just a messenger. Another thing, you're a black woman. She's a blue-haired, blonde-eyed, white pilgrim woman. You just came to endorse their cause to her. That's it. And I do think she's a fan of Nicki Minaj, but you are there to work for them. That's what you were there for, unfortunately. All right. Donald Trump, Donald Jermaine Jackson Trump. Please allow me to conjure up the spirit, soul, and collective energy of sitting President Donald Trump, President of the United States, Donald Trump. Donald Trump, talk to me about your plans for Nigeria. And why? What are your plans for Nigeria? And tell me from your soul, your collective energy. Know your soul. Tell me, bear your soul's truths to me. I compel you with the highest orders, the highest divine orders that you cannot even turn away from or say no to. I compel you to bear your soul and your collective energies true to me. Your mind, your body, your soul, your thoughts. Reveal yourself to me. Take off your clothes, Emperor. I shall see you bare. I shall see you naked. Spirit, I'd like to conjure up the spirit, soul, and collective energy of President Donald Trump. If he were as powerful as he or these leaders think they were, I wouldn't be able to read them. But here I am, plucking them right out of the ethers. This is why I can't agree with fear, the fear that I saw with Nicki Minaj. Donald Trump. Donald, 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 Donald. I wouldn't want the type of attention you have currently. I'd want it, but in a different way. When all the gods are watching, I wouldn't want that. But you have their attention. I'll just say that much. You have their attention now, Donald. Talk to me, Donald Trump, about your soul and your plans for Africa. In my mind, I hear, I will eat them. I will eat them. like jollof. I will eat them. This came out with Nicki Minaj. Remember I said she chose a side, and it has permanent and definite ramifications. This is an act. The U.S. has decided to drop bombs in the motherland. Karma, nature itself, has risen. Fuck around with all them other places if you want to, but when you step into, now mind you, who's on the justice card? A woman. A woman is on the justice card. A woman is on the high priestess card, and a woman is in the world card. The world. Okay? So you're not getting the empress out of Africa right now. You have woken up Mother Earth. Bye, Greg. You know who else is fake? Hybrid humans. Anyways. The actions moving forward will bring karma, will bring law and order, justice. There's no turning back for the U.S. You have the attention, if you didn't have it before, of God itself. The old gods are awake. The new gods are awake. All of them have awoken from their slumbers, from their places of hiding, from their distractions, and have converged. Trump has said, we will challenge God. Never before since the days of Nimrod have we seen a king wage war with God. We've seen many pretend or prepare. This is the one that you all have been waiting on. The ones you Christians have been looking for in every politician. Are you ready now to be a Christian? If the Christian leader is the one who wages war against God. And you don't have to believe me that he's waging war against God because it's in the form of Africa. This is where you are going to have to choose. I said the time of the wheat and the tares and grace. Your choice will be permanent. Will you be a Christian? Or will you be made in the image of God? Christianity tells you that a Savior will come, one man. Here is this Savior getting ready to go into the motherland with Christianity on his banner, dropping bombs, not offering refuge, not offering solace, bombs. Could be Christians where he dropped those bombs. How does he know? Will you be a Christian or will you be your own Savior? This is the time where your Christian beliefs will be tried. And if the Christianity that you've been taught does not teach self-sovereignty, that the temple of God, temples, you got two temples on the side of your head. He said, God, the temple of God is within. You had to go within. Two temples, two pillars. Pillars on the high priestess, two pillars on the justice, two pillars on the moon. Two pillars here. What kind of Christian are you? Are you going to be the kind that the concept of Christ was? Christ taught reincarnation. which is why everything wasn't outside of yourself. Everything is within, including the eternal part of you. Your salvation was within. And what was the only thing that can make my people perish? Lack of knowledge. I thought sin did that. Seems to me that ignorance and fear, like I said, are the devil. Sin incarnate. Not my people perish from lack of repentance. Mm-mm. Lack of knowledge. Not my people perish for lack of religion. Lack of knowledge. Knowledge isn't religious at all. It's left brain. It's intellect. That's what y'all ass are missing. Common fucking sense. Listen, my people perish from lack of knowledge, not lack of faith. Black people have tons of faith. But how many times will we go out and seek out a matter on our own? I've seen so many Black people, generations of Black people, sitting in church being taught. Let me tell y'all, last time I went to church, it was for my niece's performance. And I enjoy going because I enjoy seeing the look on my mother's pastor's face. Because my mother has vented to her pastor about me. So her pastor sees me as a witch. And when she comes in, I always notice her noticing me. And I always sit in the middle, in the front, so that I can hear what she's teaching. Because I don't go in there with judgment. And I always told my mother, I don't go to church because I don't learn there. There's nothing else that they can teach me. And if I were to go and learn something, then I would go. I know they can't stand me. The last time I was there, you want to know what my mom's pastor snuck into her word? You know what she said while she looked dead at me? She got all off her message and start talking about herself. She said, God appointed me to be your shepherd. I am your shepherd. I am your spiritual leader. I sat in there astonished. I would never utter those words. I'm not here to be your shepherd. I'm not here to make you confess with your mouth that I am your Lord and Savior. And you know what else she did? She made them confess with their mouth while looking at me. She said, who is your spiritual leader? Am I not? And then she waited. When nobody said anything because they thought she was just cooking, she said, no. Who is your spiritual leader? Slowly, I start hearing, you are. And I looked over to my mother, you are. And her pastor looked at me and I looked at her. And in my mind, I was thinking, bitch, you got it. I didn't come in here to fight you. But I noticed her energy shift when I walked in. I was there to support my niece. Not to make her uncomfortable, not to do any mental woo. I came in there to listen to her. And I did. But she gave me, I need to assert my dominance over this girl because my mother has vented to her pastor about me. And when my mother said, you are, it was almost looking at me like, you see, I got, and by all means, I don't want power over the people. I want power over my own self. I want power to say no and practice discipline when I'm supposed to. I want the power to manage my own demons, overcome my own lower self, and master it so I only use it when I need to, when it benefits me. I don't want to be on an ego trip. I don't want to be given or entrusted to teach people, but instead assert my dominance over them. I don't want that, lady. So when she did that, energetically, I was taken aback, and I could have energetically asserted myself, like saying, nobody dominates my mother, but my mother made her choice. In my mind, I was thinking, girl, these are your people. Anybody who sits in here day after day and not learning anything, but doesn't even notice spiritually that that's off what you just did, they deserve you. They deserve to be under your spell. So I'm not in here to disturb your house. I'm in here for my niece, because she'd never forgive me if I miss her performance. Anyways, definite actions are coming. Christianity has invaded Africa, and this was the intention of the president, to make war with God. Page of Wands. This just came up for Erikkka, Kirk as Nicki Minaj. However, in this regard, the problem for Trump will be Black people. And in this case, this has come up before for me. The voice in the wilderness, the messenger. Now, I'm not saying I'm the only one, but I have clocked myself in readings before. Because of what I use my gift for. The voice crying out in the wilderness. Black people will be their problem. Because if you wage war with God, then God is going to fight back in its manifested form. And what's scarier than the dark? There's a reason the dark was always scary. Because it's mysterious. You don't know what's in there. It's wise. Because the dark knows you're there. But you don't know what's lurking in the dark. So it's mysterious. You can't figure it out. You can't control it. You can't control yourself that much in the dark unless you stand still. Because the moment you take a step, you don't know what you're stepping on or off. The darkness is where God is. It's mysterious. It's feared just by its nature, and it's respected. Why? Because it was first. There would be no need for light if there wasn't darkness. And so they work off of each other. They say the blacker the berry, the sweeter the truth. Everything in life revolves around the dark before the light. Vanilla, dark before light. Sugar, is that dark before light? I don't know. Brown sugar, hell yeah. Hell, the day, dark before light. The world, humanity. If we pick up our African ass sticks, which means, hell, not just our spirituality, but our culture. It's our tradition to be spiritual and powerful. We look at spirituality as a concept, a religion. This is science. She already is. On the side of destiny, she chose her side. I don't know what she's going to look like if people see her as looking stupid. People don't have to see her as looking stupid. Right now, the ancestors are looking at her like, girl, move to the side. Girl, move. Before we get mad and get a switch. In the grand scheme of things, from my perspective, Nicki Minaj is not a factor. She's not a major factor for me. Neither to the people that I've read, other than her influence, which she lends to this cause. The divine is more concerned with the powers that be. But in all of her passion, has she sought knowledge? And again, my people perish from lack of knowledge. So will the world see her as looking stupid? They already do. Not saying the whole world, but her culture sees her that way. The divine will see her as someone who made a choice. Energy isn't as emotional. We make choices and then our paths are aligned based on those choices. That's what I have to say about her. And if you think that another celebrity might come out looking better than her, no celebrity will come out looking good, because everyone knows that celebrities are influencers. Nobody takes them seriously besides themselves. Not in the spiritual world, not in the political world, outside of their influence. That's what they have been propped up for. Influence. The powers that be are boring and they need to play the background. So they need your ass, celebrities, to influence. In the spiritual world, I don't see any reason to respect them when they're glorified influencers. In fact, influencers for somebody else's agenda. I'm a leader. I create my own agenda and then I influence that. Or I find an energetic agenda, a karmic one that's above trends, one that supersedes history, one that is history. Hell, I align myself with the agenda of history. History will always repeat itself, meaning the beginning will repeat itself. No matter if currently we were born in the age of an empire, history tells us that empires have risen and fallen. This happens to be the shortest one. Why? Because it's led by people who are not historically, they have, their history is short. So of course their empire would be short. They don't have a ancient history. Not as ancient as everybody else. Nevertheless, Black people will be the issue. So that's his challenge right now. With waging war with God, the people or the manifestations of God will be the challenge. Rise on, my Blacks. Rise on. Reclaim your memory of yourself before world domination of colonization. That will give you the tool you need, the wand you need to create. See, it's fertile on the tip. Let you know it was Black people, that nice, thick black staff that has fertility on the end. Use it. Use your woo that they told you was evil. They told you it was evil. Why? Because there's fertility at the end. We can't keep the Clintons, couldn't keep the Clintons out of Haiti doing the voodoo. Couldn't keep their ass out of Haiti trying to cement their power over there in Haiti doing the voodoo. Knight of Cups, all the cards that we saw previous for Nicki and Erikkka. In the past position, this is them being kicked out. Kicked out of Africa. And they're sulking. Look, their cup is turned over, so that means all the liquid inside the cup is being poured out. That liquid probably came from this stream, oil. And France was kicked out, and all the other nations was kicked out, so no more oil.